The auroral diamond glows with a jade light, a deep and rich green, with a sinister yellowish tint to its hue. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Radiant Stories. I am your DM, Lauren. As always, pleased to be here DMing for a bunch of wonderful people, stories out of Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel, and a few other things as well. Let's take a moment and let the awesome people who are here with me introduce themselves.
Hey everybody, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me across all socials at Alicia Marie Body. I'm a custom artist, creative artist. I do a lot of different cool things. If you follow me on socials, you can see them. Notably here on most Fridays. I also host Crown Cosplay on some Fridays. On Tuesdays, I'm a cast member of Children of Erte along with Lauren and Jen. And that's Tuesdays on the Demiplane RPG channel. And tonight, I am playing Cricket Ravana. She is a cleric, but she's a Grave Domain cleric, and she's a philosophy cleric, and she's not sure what she thinks about the undead here at Sunset Lawn.
Hello, I am Erin Roberts. I am a writer of stories and games, including the Written in Blood adventure that this group just came through in Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. And I am playing Kiana, one of the characters introduced in that adventure, who is now an aberrant mind sorcerer.
Hi, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on socials as @DreamWisp and streaming on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. I stream on Tuesdays with the lovely folks on Children of Erte and Mondays on my own channel. Tonight, I am playing your friendly neighborhood. What am I? Do I have a name for this?
Who are you today?
Who am I playing again?
No, I am playing your friendly neighborhood Spring Eladrin College of Creation cottagecore bard, Wisteria.
Hi, I'm Kelly. You can follow me on socials at The Opera Geek. I am an opera singer, voice actress, content creator, and the mother of Scotty from Idol Champions. Just saying. I mean, that's my claim to fame, really. And I actually stream on my channel where we're redoing God of War on the PlayStation 5 now before the new one comes out because I am so excited. Tonight I'm going to be playing Ustina. And by now we already know Ustina loves food, but now everybody is learning Ustina loves to talk to animals.
Food and animals, slowly learning more and more. And I am your DM, Lauren Urban, playing everybody else in the universe. Speaking of Idol Champions, thank you to Idol Champions for the chest code that you will be able to find in chat and for all the lovely people from my Idol Champions crew here today. Also, thank you to this channel and Anansi's Tapestry of Lives, which I believe we have an awesome video to show right now.
With Silas on your side, all things are possible through love, violence, the endless tune of my preferred song.
Longbow will cost you an extra on account of the danger I'll be putting myself in by making a bow twice my height.
I'm now convinced it's something far more potent. It's a ritual.
Don't make faces just because we're kids. Adults like you always think we won't take the shirts off their back or the fancy sword from their scabbard.
Welcome back. And thank you once again to Anansi's Tapestry of Lives. You definitely check out their Kickstarter. A lot of the people on the show worked on it, are working on it, or are going to work on it. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick recap for those of you who might be new to the show and wondering what's going on. Our team has been investigating an issue on the Radiant Citadel, a very disturbing series of events that have happened that seem to be tied together that have to do with the actual auroral diamond changing colors and darkening, the the keening gloom growling and getting closer. Some very weird creatures that shouldn't be there are there. And their investigations have brought them to San Sitlan, where they were talking with a luthier about some tungsten strings that seems to be tied in to everything that's going on. Unfortunately, when they arrived, they found that Marissa Huepe, the wonderful luthier, is ill. And not with a disease, but with a curse of some sort. A curse that the locals are calling Sereno. And they had a chance to talk with a couple of the people in town, as well as Paloma, one of the people who had come to check on Marissa, who gave them some information about Sereno and said it's this ongoing issue that they know it's a curse. It has something to do with a creature that's been cited as a owl flying overhead, and they are pretty sure it has something to do with the Hollow Mine, this abandoned mine from many years ago that's just a couple miles out of town. And so our team of awesome people said, we're on the case, and have headed off to the Hollow Mine, which is where we pick up our story as you have all arrived. It is still about midday, maybe just after noon, and you were able to see this abandoned town, this kind of ramshackle, what was a small mining town to begin with, and now after years of obvious disuse, most of the houses are in some state of decay. But you did notice that there were several people moving amongst the houses, and a very fancy carriage with a couple of horses at the front. And before you could get any closer, from a good half mile away, you were someone approached you and was asking, can I help you?
What does this person look like?
So this is a darker skinned human, very short cropped hair. They look like they've got rugged outdoor gear, kind of leathers and basically layers. It looks like protective clothing, especially for out here in the sun. They've got a hat on, and their demeanor isn't necessarily combative, but curious and a little suspicious.
Well, might you know where the Hollow Mine is?
Yep, it's right back over there. You're heading towards the mine.
Yes, actually, we are not from here, and we like to visit historical sites. And this is one of the ones on our particular roster we wanted to make sure we hit.
You're not going to want to be hitting this specific historical site. It's going to be raised in a little bit. We're trying to keep the disease at bay.
You're trying to keep the disease at bay? You think the disease has to do with the mine itself?
I don't think so, but we're just being cautious, and this place is there ain't nobody here, so we might as well make sure that anywhere that this thing could be lying, this disease can be killed off. So nobody allowed in there without talking to the boss.
And right then Cricket sort of looks over at Wisteria and Justina, and yes, Kiana too. You said, go ahead.
I'm sorry, who's the boss? Hi, I'm Wisteria.
Cricket.
Who are you? And who's the boss?
Guadalupe. It'll be easier if he just explains it. Come on. And he, after kind of giving you all a cursory wave, he turns around and just starts walking towards the incredibly fancy cart. Do you follow?
Yes. Wait, I'm sorry.
Tina
You're
follows, but
Guadalupe
heads
or
towards
the
the front
boss
of
is
the cart.
Guadalupe?
Sorry.
Wisteria, what was that question again? And I'll get
You're
to
Guadalupe,
Justina.
the boss is Guadalupe?
No, that's me. That's me. You'll meet Del Prado in a second. He's the boss. And with Ustina, what was your question?
I follow along with them until we get to the carriage, and then I kind of veer towards the front of the carriage. Because if you recall, I was already casting Speak with Animals at the end of last episode.
I do recall. Also, even if you hadn't, I put 2 horses in front of you because I know who you are.
I know.
You walk on behind Guadalupe, who takes you on over to the carriage. And now that you're a little bit closer, you can see that there are 2 figures on the carriage. And it's one of those closed kind of fancy carriages that are for people to get around in. All of the curtains on the sides are drawn. There is a gentleman in the front seat in kind of the same rugged outdoors clothing, who is obviously the person who is driving the cart. The other person is standing nearby the cart towards the back, and you can see that they're flipping through a little notebook. They are a tiefling who looks a little annoyed. They've got very nice clothing on, kind of in contrast to everybody else who, while it's not, everybody's got good clothing on, it's obviously, these are the people who are doing some hard work and have dressed appropriately, while this tiefling has what looks like a really nice linen suit on, very well kept, very pressed, kind of stands out in the middle of all of this. And as he turns towards all of you, he closes the book and puts it in his pocket and says, "Well, was not expecting visitors. Guadalupe, who do you bring?" And your guide says, "A bunch of people said they want to go check out the mine. I figured you said no one allowed unless you say so. So I'm gonna go back, okay?" And he wanders off. And you can see that this person is a little annoyed with tiefling, but kind of shakes it off and looks at all of you and gives you a big smile and says, "Okay, well, I don't recognize any of you, so I don't know if you would know who I am. I'm Itzmin del Prado. I am the counselor at arms for the Trencia and the owner of this mine and township. It is very, very nice to make your acquaintance. Are you sure this is where you want to be visiting? This place has been condemned. This place hasn't seen visitors in years."
Well, as the head of the area, you must be really thrilled that people are starting to visit again and that you've made it onto our list of important sites in the area. You know, that's really a credit to you, I would think.
You watch as this tiefling stands up a little straighter at this praise, but does say, "That's very nice of you to say. Unfortunately, the timing is a bit bad. We've been trying to make sure that the Sereno that has been taking over much of these little towns is not spreading. And as much as we don't know exactly what is causing it, there is a lot of decay, and we thought it best to just raise what is left here, just to be on the safe side. So actual tourism, maybe in a little while, but definitely not today."
What are you planning to put in?
To be honest, I don't know. At the moment, we're just making sure that the place is safe.
Oh.
But I'm happy to take any suggestions you might have. You all seem like very lovely people, and maybe any of your suggestions might end up in the hands of the ruling council, where they will, consider anything coming from me to be incredibly important.
Well, it might be hard to make suggestions if we can't see what's already there.
It's true. You have to know the sort of the structural and foundational materials of an area, and also what sort of plant life there is. Those will all influence what you might want to put in there. So,
well, I'm not going to stop you if you want to check out the town and the mine. While it is mine, as I said, we are in the process of razing it to the ground, and so I will give you that warning. But otherwise, as long as you don't get in the workers' way, you are welcome to take a look. However, I don't think you're going to find anything there that is of particular historical interest.
Well, but maybe we can find some stuff that will let us give you some suggestions of what you might want to put in there. And also, we'd really appreciate it if you didn't raise it while we were in it.
Wisteria, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
And Ustina, I'm getting to you. I'm coming your way.
I'll tell you as soon as it rolls.
The suspense.
Oh, that's a 21.
Oh,
You watch as Eatsman takes your words and says, well, we need to be done with our work before sundown, or at least a long enough time before sundown that my people can get back to the city in time for the Night of the Remembered. I would not want to keep them away from the festival. So we could probably hold off for 30 minutes or so, but I cannot hold off too much longer than that. As I said, I've promised these people that they would be back in time for the festivities, and it would be a shame if I was that kind of foreman to break that promise on one of the most important nights here at San Satlan.
that definitely makes sense. I'm sorry, you were a very important person. Foreman, what was your last name again? I didn't quite get it.
Del Prado.
Oh, Del Prado. Okay. We love touring areas like this. Like I was saying, it's just something we do as a matter of course. We heard a few things about the mine. We especially like things that are spooky or weird. Can you reiterate some of the things that are considered dangerous in this mine? I think we read, you said dangerous or just weird.
Well, the mine itself has not been in operation for many years, and so any of the structures inside are decrepit. I know that they have an elevator, but it has not been in service for a very long time. As far as what else is there, I am not really sure there's anything. I honestly don't understand why you're coming to this thinking it's a historical site. My main concern is that the Sereno does not keep spreading, and that is why we are making sure this place is clean.
Is there any sort of indication that the Sereno was coming from here?
It's been affecting people in all of the towns in this area, and so this is more of a better safe than sorry approach. And as you're having this discussion, Ustina, you've walked towards the front of the cart. You can hear all of this going on because it's not like they're that far away and these aren't hushed voices. So you can hear what's going on. Are you approaching the horses?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The gentleman that's the driver of this carriage gives you a look, but doesn't seem to mind, doesn't seem to care. But you do get kind of a curious, what you doing look. Have you finished the casting of your spell? Okay.
Yeah.
She's
She's gonna keep eye contact with him while she just like the kid that's reaching for something they shouldn't. Like she just keep eye contact. She's gonna kind of reach out and start scratching the horse's ear, like totally nonchalantly. And as she does so, she's gonna basically say to the horse, "Oh, hello there."
Hi.
What's your name?
That one calls me Billy.
It's unimaginative. What do you call yourself?
Billy.
Okay. Hey, Billy. How many times have you come out here? It's pretty far from the city.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Popular place. Yeah, kind of boring.
Popular place. Have you seen a lot of people out here?
Nah, just these people.
Just these people.
Same old.
Nothing interesting.
Nah.
Okay.
Just bringing the person, bringing the people, doing the cart thing.
Doing the cart thing.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
You enjoy your job there, Billy?
Pays me in carrots.
I have an apple. Do you want an apple?
Always.
Okay. She takes one apple out of her bag and gives it to Billy. I'm gonna talk to your friend. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
She
Good apple.
She can't. She looks back up at the coachman and slides sideways.
The coachman at this point has, not that they've stopped paying attention to you, but now that it seems obvious to them that you're just chatting with a horse, which is weird, and giving them apples and not trying to do any, to their eyes, you're not trying to do anything weird or suspicious. You're just a weird person talking to his horses. So he's not necessarily watching you specific. He's just gone back to kind of keeping an eye on the surroundings and everything. You come up to the other horse?
Yes.
All right.
Hey there.
Hey. And you can see that the other horse is just eyeing Billy and that apple.
We all know this is all just an excuse to make Lauren do horse voices because it's great.
I'm here for you, whatever you need.
I know. So what's your name?
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Oh,
yeah.
It's nice that this person likes B names, huh? You got Billy and Bonnie?
Is that a thing?
They both start with B.
That's true.
That's true.
We work together a lot.
Oh. You come out here a lot?
Yeah. Quite a bit. You come out here a lot?
Oh, this is my first time. We're trying to see if there's anything interesting out here. Have you ever seen anything interesting, or is it all kind of boring?
Mostly boring. Just bringing the people. Just watching the people. This is more people than we normally see. Mostly it's just, the boss and the guy who drives the cart. That's about it. But sometimes there's some other people in the cart. One or two. There's a lot of people.
Do you ever hear what they're saying?
Let me see. Hold on as this horse makes a roll.
The horse makes an intelligence check.
Yes.
I want to see dice designed for horse use. I'm sure they have some somewhere.
I'd be here for those dice. Every time Ustina wants to talk to a horse, I just pull those dice out.
They have the horses who can count.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there must be like a set of dice for those horses.
We just kick it and then see where.
Yeah, basically.
You don't roll it, you kick it. I love it. Hold on, I need to roll for the horse.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know what they're saying. I only really hear the guy on the top who tells us what to do. But I don't really listen. So, I don't know if I care.
People can get boring.
You're the most interesting thing to happen in a very long time, at least to me, especially if you got any more of those apples,
I may have one more apple. I have one more question.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The people that sometimes are in the cart with the guy that's in charge.
Yeah.
Are they dressed fancy or are they dressed like normal?
One of them kind of smells weird. I don't know about dressed fancy.
What does he smell like?
Rotting stuff. And the other one, that one just, I don't know about fancy clothes. No, not really.
Okay.
That one has apples for us sometimes. That's nice.
Well, yeah, it's always nice to bring food to the party.
Yeah.
She pulls an apple out. Well, we're gonna be here for a little bit. I might say hi again. Might have a few more apples if you get bored.
I like all those things.
They just don't let me talk to people, so I talk to horses.
I mean, I like talking to us.
Horses are good. And
horses are good.
I will give another scratch like on the jawbone, and then kind of sidle back around to the cart.
Okay.
And she's going to address the tiefling because she did hear their conversation.
And I'll say your conversation and you coming around is just at that point that we skipped away from the three of you. So as that is happening, you come back around as Itzmin is once again saying, I really just want to make sure that we've covered all of the probabilities. And there's really no harm. It's not like anyone's been living in this town for years. They're just derelict buildings.
I mean, if you're on a timetable, we can blow it up for you. We've already been to the party.
I appreciate the offer. However, as someone who has been licensed by the council in order to take care of this, I would feel awkward handing this out to people I just met. You must understand my position. I'm supposed to be overseeing these people and this event and make sure that everything is done up to code, up to standards, up to what I want done. And while you all seem incredibly capable and fine people, you are not under my employ, and I'm not currently looking for any other people to employ.
Okay. I mean, I just thought you could make it easier for you. I don't know. Maybe not get blown up inside of mine, but.
Well, we're just raising the buildings. Were you planning on going into the mine as well? Oh, yes. You said that you wanted to check out the mine
The
for
root structures and things.
Knowing that everything shakes when you blow things up. You should know that if you're blowing things up.
It's fire. It's just we are burning things to the
you're
ground.
burning? That's
Yes.
less exciting.
But safer. And you watch as, at this point, Eatsman kind of looks back at the people that are working in the town and everything and says, unless you have any other questions, I, once again, would caution you not to go anywhere near the town or the mine. I cannot vouch for your safety, but you are free to do as you will. I need to get back to my workers to make sure that they can get home in time for the festivities. So thank you very much for your concern. And definitely, if you think of anything that you would like to do with the town after it has been rebuilt in all of its glory, as I'm sure it will be, please think of me and I will pass along any of your suggestions to the council. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And he kind of gives you half a bow and then summarily tries to walk away. So unless someone stops him, he just starts to walk away.
He really took off. First of all, Listina, where did you get that bushel of apples from?
I had a couple apples from the party.
Oh, okay.
I went and got bread and apples, and you have to have rations.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I guess I mean,
snacks are important.
Kiana, you talked to that guy in town, right?
Yeah.
Skeleton guy.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right.
His name was Fortuno.
Fortuno. Went too far west.
And his friend Holston.
We've met a lot of people in the past few.
Did he smell funny to you, Kiana?
Well, didn't smell funny to me. Smelled just like really like nothing, actually, which kind of makes sense because it's a skeleton. Skeletons don't really smell like much.
What is this conversation about the man?
Because the horse said that sometimes other people come out to the mine and one of them smells like rotting.
What?
And I just remembered that, there's like the disease thing.
Well, but also the Olvidados are part of the normal fabric of this town. So it's entirely possible that some of the workers are Olvidados.
But the horse is talking about somebody in the carriage with the fancy guy.
Really?
That's why I wanted to know if the one in town smelled like dead. Because this guy smelled like dead.
Probably not a skeleton, probably something else.
Just a little weird.
Should we ask him? I mean, maybe we could still catch him.
I don't know if that's a good idea because I'm pretty sure that they told us at the music shop to beware of politicians. And he's a politician.
True. And hanging with dead people.
Or people that are doing things that cause people to be dead, so they smell like it.
There's something very weird about that man. I mean, just the fact that he took off so fast.
Well, that's not unusual. Have you seen us? And Ustina just starts wandering towards the mine area.
Okay, I guess we're doing the mine first, then we'll leave him alone and move to the mine then. All right, I guess all we have to worry about is structural integrity, right?
Haven't we been, I just need to check something, but I thought we had heard a rumor about people
People who
around.
need people.
People,
The-
the luckiest people in the world.
Yeah.
No, wasn't there something about people at the mine?
Oh, you don't want to forget any
I
details.
might be just wrong.
I can't
and
remember anything in
misremembering.
specific, but if you think
I'm
of
just
something,
cross-checking something.
yeah.
Well,
Well-
I mean, anything you can remember with stereo, we can use. I was too focused on Ustina petting the horse because I knew what she was doing, even if I didn't hear anything. So there are a few things I sort of might have missed out on. That's why I didn't hear his name.
Oh, we were told by Paloma that there might be someone who's an Olvidado who works there.
But if Olvidados don't smell like dead people.
And
Oh.
she was talking in generalities. Because
Okay.
she was telling you about the Olvidados, and then when you mentioned that you were looking for an Olvidado who might have worked at the mine, she just said, "Well, if there was one, there was one to find here." So she didn't
Got
know
it.
anyone in specific. That was more of a there's 3 billion people right here.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect.
Okay. Well, he did say that those people that are in the mine will be let go after a bit. Do we want to be able to talk to some of them while they're working?
They said they could only stop for half
Okay.
an hour, so we don't have that much time.
Okay, let's
to do what
go.
we need to do.
All right. You walk on.
Mhm.
Yes.
As we head in, I just kind of want to look around and see if there's anything notable about sort of the root structure here or the way it's laid out. Just,
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you walk on in.
Okay.
And while we wait for that to roll.
Yes.
Oh,
It's a 24.
nice. All right. So you walk on over to basically what is left of this mining town. You see that Itzmin has gone over to one of the larger structures that's still standing. But once again, by structure, it is basically just some wooden planks. Some of them have roofs. Most of them look like they're hollowed out, haven't been taken care of in many, many years. There's about a dozen people all spread out. Some of them look like they're just kind of rooting through the place, looking for stuff. Wisteria, you do notice that a few of them are laying down. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it seems like the charges, as it were, whatever they're going to use to burn this down. They're not just grabbing torches and setting the place on fire. It looks like they're doing a controlled burn. So there are a couple of people kind of at most of the buildings who are taking care of that. You don't see anything about when you talk about the root structure, you're looking for like actual plants.
Mm-hmm.
This place is very, very much a desert. It's very rocky and dry, and you are right next to a fairly large mountain range. So there's not a lot of vegetation to begin with. You don't see anything else that catches your eye as being out of place.
Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and point out the charges to everyone, just in case down the line we need to use them for something.
Thank you.
Turn them off.
Yeah, be like, nope. It doesn't take too long for you to get through what's left of the town. Once again, this wasn't a big town even when it was in its heyday. And you approach the entrance to the mine, which is a fairly large entrance supported by some pretty sturdy wooden beams. You do notice that everything as you're entering the mine, it looks old, but it looks like it was built to be sturdy. So at least in this first cavern that you're entering, all the structural elements seem to still be pretty solid. Not going to have to worry too much about anything collapsing on you right here.
Okay.
The only exception to that is when you enter this chamber, there is an old wooden elevator in the middle of this place. It's obviously the elevator that they used to use to raise and lower carts as they were bringing in and out some of the silver from this mine. This definitely looks derelict and dangerous. And
we were warned about this as well.
Yeah, Eatsman did mention that he wouldn't recommend
the Halston also.
Yes. And this would have been the thing that had seen the most wear and tear, so it probably would have been the first thing to start to decay. Everybody give me a perception check as you enter this space, and that's really all you see is the cavern at the start of the mine and the elevator shaft.
I
19.
do.
9.
18.
18. Cricket, what'd you get?
15 both times. I have advantage too. I was mad. I wanted a 20 out of them. 15.
You'll get it. And Wisteria, what'd you get?
19.
Okay. Kiana, this is maybe it's uncomfortably close to the last time you were in a tunnel. This is a little different, but most of what you see, you're just kind of focused on, yes, the structure here seems sound. No, that elevator looks like it's bad news. But yeah, everything seems to be okay here. The rest of you notice that towards the back of this cavern, there's what looks like it kind of looks like a small cave-in has happened. There's a whole bunch of stones that are obviously not part of the structure that has been built for this cavern. And yeah, especially Wisteria, something that seems a little odd. There's something about that crumbling stone that's a little weird.
Oh, there's something that's strange about this.
What is it?
I'm not completely sure.
How much light do we have down
look
here?
a little bit more closer? A little bit more closely?
Yes, you can look closer. Ustina, at the moment, everything is a little more than dim light because you're just within the entrance. Like it was only about 10 feet from the actual entrance of the mine, and because it's bright sunlight out, you're getting a lot of that splash. But I'll say you do notice, especially with that perception check, there's no places for torches or lanterns or anything on any of the walls. So there would be no inherent way to light this place right now. Yeah, and
I'm
Wisteria,
not sure that's right.
there could be a couple of explanations. One being, if no one's going in the mine, why would they leave?
Oh no, I just
lamps?
mean that I can light myself on fire.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is always an option. That is always an option. Wisteria, as you move on over, what you noticed that was odd is when there's a cave in, usually the stones are a jumble of sizes. All of these are the size that you could pick up.
Oh, what a strange pile of rocks.
That doesn't look like something that fell necessarily if they're all small and portable.
Do you think it could be a grave right at the entrance of the mine?
Yeah, I'm not the expert on death here.
All right. I'm going to have to inspect because time is ticking and the sun is going down and people have to go to the festival. So I would like to cast Shield of Faith on myself. I have no idea what that does, but I'm casting Shield of Faith on myself. She says a few words to her gods, plural. And she would like to glance at Wisteria, glance at Ustina. Of course, yes, she glanced at Kiana as well. And I would like to go toward the pile of rocks and reach out toward one to take it off the pile.
Okay. You reach on over. It's about pumpkin sized.
Oh.
It's heavy, but you can pick it up.
Okay. And she turns toward Ustina like, hello, this is your ball game.
Do you need help?
Yes. And she's
Oh.
like, drop it. Does
Okay.
anything happen?
When you drop it,
Yeah.
nothing unexpected, no more than the douche of a large rock hitting the ground.
Okay.
deep does
Ustina
it
will
look
walk
like-
around and start.
All right.
Go
How deep
serious
does
there.
it look like those stones go, that cave in? Can we tell at all?
You can, because as Cricket and Ustina start to pull some of the rocks away, and you're watching this, Kiana, what are you doing?
Are y'all sure that those rocks might not be blocking something that,
What?
is supposed to be behind them?
It's funny you mentioned that.
In the
Wisteria,
middle of that, we hear won't know until we find. And then that is Ustina probably getting cut off by something.
Kiana is proven right, and Wisteria, you find out that this pile of rocks does not go very deep. Very quickly, between the two of you, you're able to clear enough that essentially once you get past kind of the first wall of rocks, as it were, you see that there is a wooden door, that this is a bunch of rocks that, however they have come to be here, are covering up a wooden door in this part of the mine.
Somebody did not want us to find this.
Or somebody didn't want something coming out of that door.
I didn't think of that, but now I will. Does that mean we don't want to open it?
Well, I
I'm
feel like
curious
if
what's
we
behind
move the
it.
rocks, then we got to open it, because otherwise something could come out and hurt the workers.
But isn't that why
So,
we're...
Before we open the door, is there anything else? Are there other passageways here? There's the
Just-
elevator, which we were told not to take. So,
Mhm.
so right now we don't have another way into the mine.
So,
Unless you have some other way
Yeah.
that you want to go down the mine
Unless
shaft.
someone can tunnel into the.
okay. The
I think
elevator.
it's worth taking a look.
Taking a look at the elevator or taking a look at what's behind door one?
The door.
Okay.
Wait, before we do that, I'm actually thinking ahead.
Oh,
Kiana, you said you could like do the with people thoughts thing, but you don't do it unless it's okay. But do you hear any people's thoughts behind that door?
Oh,
I can check. I'm not sure how, but I'll try.
Well,
That's-
tell me, Kiana, tell me a little bit about when you use your newfound abilities to speak into someone else's mind. How exactly does that work?
I wish I knew more, to be honest. And I feel a little weird saying this, but I had this friend, Cully, and I know he's gone, and I know that thing was using him to mess with me, but I still hear sometimes just a little bit of a whisper, and anytime I hear what someone else is thinking, it's like he's telling me what's happening. Like I'm not hearing it for myself, like he's the one kind of giving me the information. So I think it's good now, but I'm a little, I don't know. I don't like to use unless I have to.
Oh, well, if you hear something behind door one, we definitely need you to have to. That makes any sense. Sorry, English is not so good. Actually, it's common, right? Common is not so good for me.
I will say I have this thing where I can, like a ghost hand or something where I can open stuff from far away. So I don't know, we could all back up and I could do that. I mean,
what is your range of your ghost hand?
it is 30 feet.
Oh.
Mm,
Oh.
okay.
Is the door locked or is it? We don't know. We just don't know. Okay.
can
Would
we
you like to
listen
try
at
the
the
handle?
door and see if
Yeah.
we hear anything behind it first?
We can do all of those things. Who would like to listen at the door, because it is it is a regular sized door, but only one of you can really like listen right at it. If you want to try to hear on the other side, who's going to do that?
I'm usually pretty decent at that.
All right. Yeah, so you get close and kind of focus in on just what you can hear on the other side of the door. Give me a perception check. Kiana, did you want to use some of your telepathic speech abilities to try and discover if there's somebody else nearby? Or are you going to hold off on that?
I think I'm going to hold off, but I am willing to use Mage Hand to open the door.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Wisteria, what'd you get?
13.
You hear wind?
That's weird.
Which it's the hollow sound of.
Oh, it might be why they call it Hollow Mine.
There it is.
And you do think that's a fairly normal sound in a mine that hopefully is well ventilated, that it does have that breeze that blows through, and it can that seems a little normal, but that's all you hear.
All right.
Well, I don't hear anything too frightening behind it so far.
You just hear the wind.
Mm-hmm.
The echo hollow.
Well,
okay.
If you're going to use your ghost hand, can you do it from behind me? Because that way I can be in front of everybody.
But first, before anybody opens any doors, I need to bless all of you just in case. And Cricket's going to stand back and start praising her gods and bless each of you just in case. It's just, security measure. That's all. Don't be scared. Go ahead. Mage hand the way.
All right. I will get behind the very tall Stina, peek around the side, and use Mage Hand to attempt to open the door.
What does your Mage Hand look like?
Ooh.
I hate to say it, but it looks like some hands you may have seen in the past.
No.
For some reason, this Mage Hand has a little bit more wrist and arm than you're used to seeing on some Mage Hands.
Christina didn't see it, so it doesn't bother her.
It bothers.
It's a fleshy Mage Hand.
Oh,
it
bothers me now.
Thick with 2 C's.
Oh,
I'm here for this. I love it. This admittedly still spectral-ish, but very creepy Mage Hand reaches out to the door, and it just takes a second for you to figure out if it's a push-pull, and you pull, and there's a loud creaking noise as these hinges are old and rusty, but nothing unexpected happens. You pull open the door, and all of you can see a little ways down. Those of you with dark vision can see a little bit further. I know, I saw. And it looks like a tunnel that you would maybe normally see in a mine. The ground is a little more taken care of as far as it's flat and walkable. There's no tracks, but this does look like an intentionally dug tunnel. It's about 10 feet high for most places. There are no lights, nothing. Although you can see where, at least on the other side of the door, where there would have been a place to hang a lantern, but no lanterns, nothing. Right. And yeah, now that the door is open, that wind it's not that it gets a little stronger, it's just now the rocks and the door that were blocking it are gone, and you all hear
well,
I mean, do you want me to go check?
Can she fit? 10 feet. Right?
Oh, yeah. All of you can very easily.
Wait, is there before we go further, is there like a torch we could get?
Osina goes, oh, right. And is just holding a ball of fire.
This is why that works. This is why I love her.
Remind everybody, what is the range of your produce flame?
Produce flame range. Sure, spells. That's a thing I have. It's a thing. Bright light in 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet.
All right. So it's not a huge light, but definitely is going to help for those of you who don't have dark vision, be able to see in case there's anything, a tripping hazard or something, because, you know, it's a mine.
So Sina starts to go forward just a little bit. I'm a bit unclear as to the spell because I've never used it, whether or not I have to continue to hold it or if it floats, but we'll just pretend I hold it.
If I remember correctly, it's
I know I
stays
can
in your
throw it, but
yeah, but and that's an attack action. But otherwise, it just kind of stays in your hand. It doesn't leave your hand to go float around. Those are different spells.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
you are the
we'll
official
move
torchbearer.
Have my mini entity hold it for us. You know, take out a torch and hold that for us if necessary.
We could do that. That could work.
In case you want both of your hands.
That's awesome. I mean, that's good. That's very good.
It's a thought. I would have Eddie on standby. Just in case.
Okay.
And she walks forward. Very useful when I need to cook things. And she just starts walking.
All right.
What do I get when I kind of go through the door with some caution? I'm not trying to be stealthy, but I'm trying to not be Ustina.
Okay. You step through the doorway. Nothing immediately catches your attention or happens. You do notice as you start to go a little bit down this tunnel, even your magical flame, because it is real fire in a way, it does respond to the wind that's going by. And so you can see it. This isn't a strong wind, so it just flickers a little bit in the breeze. But yeah, otherwise, as far as you can see, just going a few feet in, this tunnel continues. And you have dark vision, right?
Yes.
I'll say that, Ustina, you can see the tunnel continues for a little bit, and then it starts to curve to the right, it looks like.
Does it? And it's sloping downwards, correct?
Just maybe faintly.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. You're still very far away, but I'm kind of giving it to you because you got light and dark vision, and you know what? Why not?
Okay, so I mean, I'm assuming everybody's kind of following me at a slight, slight distance. So I'm a little sad that there's no tracks. We could have gotten in a mine car.
That would have been amazing.
So it's I would just lead them down. I'm going to proceed cautiously, and keep my eye out for any obvious hazards. Sure. I would not probably be the best to think of traps. But,
okay. Ustina, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 12.
And for the rest of you, Ustina is taking point. The tunnel itself is wide enough that you could go 2 by 2. What's everybody's marching orders here?
I'm right behind Ustina as usual.
I probably am right after. Well, I'll let Kiana decide where she wants to be.
I'm in the back for sure. Tunnels aren't my favorite anymore, and also just humming, involuntarily, probably humming a little bit of my old song that sort of calms me down without realizing it. Probably lost on the wind, but just self-soothing mechanism.
All right. As you all head into this tunnel, you go forward for a little while, only about 50, 60, 70 feet, not a huge amount before, it curves to the right and starts to have a gentle slope. And as you come around, you can tell that you're corkscrewing a little bit. It's a gentle descent, and you're continuing that right path. Basically, this is the mine equivalent of a spiral staircase. And as you think you get to the point in where you've kind of done a full 360, but gone down quite a bit, you reach a little bit of a landing, And in front of you is this landing and another wooden door closed, very similar to the one that you just came through.
Why would someone do this? It makes no sense. You have the elevator. Why do all of this?
Well, it seems like they didn't
mm,
take very good care of the elevator necessarily.
And also, I mean, I think the further down you go in a mine, the air can get dangerous. They might have doors.
To help get it interesting. And Cricket sort of gives Justina
Oh
this.
no, that makes Justina the canary right now. Oh, okay. I'm yeah. Do you want me to open this, or do you want to open with your ghost hand?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Okay.
open. Let's be careful.
Okay.
All right.
Kiana,
Back
as
on
you
up.
as you move up and once again summon your ghost hand and start to move it towards the door, all of you hear a rumbling from above you that shakes the stone. A loud, low, and it's almost like an earthquake. It shakes a little bit, but not terribly. Little stones fall from the side, bits of dust and dirt, but back the way you came is just this loud crashing noise.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Has it been half an hour?
I didn't think it had been, but
I mean, we also don't know if
maybe.
we can trust that guy.
We don't want to be buried alive in this mine.
Can we still get out?
Well, we can go back and look.
Yeah, we have to go back and look just in case. And maybe they
Okay.
started blowing things up. No. They wouldn't have started blowing things up with us in here, would they?
We don't know that guy.
Oh, forget it. And Cricket's going to start going back the way that they came from to go find out where that noise came from.
Sure. You start to make your way back up now that you've made this trip. And you know there's basically nothing in the way. It's a little bit quicker. As you come around where you expect the curve to basically stop and to go straight back towards the mine entrance, you can smell the dust in the air. You could even smell some alchemical odor. You're not sure what it is, but definitely there's a metallic smell in the air. And as you come around, there is no light, as the entranceway where your doorway was has completely fallen in. There is a ton of rubble and rocks. The dust is still kicking up. It is sealed and very clearly impassable.
Okay.
Oh.
Crickets, I can't yell to them. Wait, did I go alone? Did Cricket go alone, or did you guys come with me?
I would have gone with you. I wouldn't let you go
Okay.
alone in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't good. Did this fall naturally? Do you think, Wisteria, this fall naturally, or did
I mean, do you smell that? That doesn't smell
what
natural
does that smell?
to me. I don't know, but it doesn't smell natural.
It smells familiar for some reason, but why?
Is anybody proficient in alchemy stuff, or
let us see,
or have a good reason why that it's close enough? But I know there's an
I am proficient with
medicine.
alchemist supplies.
Oh, okay. Cricket, with your medicine, all you can really get is that's not natural. Wisteria, I'm not even gonna make you roll. Yeah, this is part of an alchemical charge. This is definitely something was set off to make this happen. You can almost taste the specific chemicals on the air.
Well, I don't think we can trust that person. They chose to blow this up.
We knew it when he ran off. We knew something was up with him when he ran. Okay. But you don't know what that smell is. You can't tell.
Oh, it's some chemicals that they use to detonate things.
Oh God. Okay, we have to go back and okay. So here's the thing: we can't go back where we came, so we have to get out some other way then, because we.
Well, if there's wind, there must be an entrance or an exit somewhere else in the mine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there has to be. Hopefully, the doors lead us out that way, because otherwise, Justina is going to come back here and not be able to lift one of these rocks out of the way. So we're going to keep going. If something's happening out here, we want no part of it. So let's go.
At least we know they can't go any closer. I mean, they're locked out as much as we're locked in, so they can't blow anything else up behind us.
Okay. All right. I just don't want this whole thing to collapse with us in here. I don't trust that
Well,
guy.
then
Like,
we should move fast.
yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay. So we move back to where Ustina and Kiana is, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
when you come back, Justina is just like looking at Kiana. Just, do you have pets?
I do not have pets.
If you had a pet, what would it be? And I'm hoping at some point they come back and interrupt because
I'll tell you when they interrupt, but please continue this conversation.
Yeah.
If you had a pet, what kind of pet would it be?
A centipede.
Mm,
Good dog, son.
that's interesting. Interesting choice.
They're small, they're portable, they got a lot of little legs.
I saw a centipede once that was like this big.
Ooh, I want that.
Yeah, it's big. And it's like
I wonder if you could train a centipede. Like,
I wonder if you
centipede tricks.
I know you can train lots of things. I'm not sure about a centipede.
Mm.
I mean, there's nothing stopping us from trying.
First, we got to find a centipede. Maybe
You
there's
can
a
get
centipede
anything
in
on the
mine.
Radiant Citadel.
On that exciting note, your two friends come around the corner.
All right. We're all going to die in here. I'm kidding.
Or
Well, we're never gonna get a
alternately
centipede.
not. And we are just going to go find another way to get out because we might not have our original entrance. So we get to go exploring. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
I'm just the same way I always look at you.
Wisteria
Oh.
and I both smelled the weird mechanical metal smell. And Wisteria said there was something to do with things that used to blow up things. So now we wonder what just happened out there. We don't know. Somebody's trying to close us up in here.
We know what happened out there. The creepy guy blew it up.
Shockingly, the extremely rich person in the town that's falling apart is not to be trusted.
I don't have pearls to clutch.
I wish I kicked his ass when he was in front of us.
If we
I
get
could
out, we
probably
still
rip
could.
his
Save that
horns off.
energy for kicking down doors
Oh, ghost
Alright.
hand.
and our way out, maybe.
Ghost hand. Could you make your ghost hand look like a centipede?
What?
Maybe.
Kiana, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, we can get a centipede friend.
We were not privy to the centipede conversation. So Wisteria and Cricket are like, huh?
17.
There's a momentary flicker, almost like your ghost hand shuts off for a second. And when it comes back, yeah, it's a centipede. It's only the front half, though. You get the head and like the first 5 sets of legs, and then it kind of trails off into mist.
What is just happening right now?
I have a centipede.
Okay. Okay.
It has
Alright.
more hands. It can open the door even better.
So many little hands.
I'll keep that in mind for future reference.
I'm going
We've
to.
had not great luck with lots and lots of hands in the
And-
past. Just saying.
Go forth, centipede. Open the door.
The centipede mage hand. Gonna cast centipede mage hand and
What?
open the door. It's gonna curl around the door to open it.
Oh, okay.
I love it. It curls around and pulls, and just like the last door, it's not locked. There's no resistance besides the fact that this is an ancient door, and once again creaks and grumbles as you slide it open. It's just enough off its hinges that the bottom wood just scrapes along the stone. And as you open it up, you see that behind this is a larger room. That smell, that horrible smell that's coming in off the breeze, off of the constant airflow. Now that this is open, you immediately smell something raw and rotten. And before you is a lot of blood slicked all over the floor. On the left-hand side, there's a couple of tables that you can't quite see what's over there. And there's a desk that looks like on the right and another exit just on the far end. But the smell is obviously coming from the middle of this room, where there is the corpse of a woman laid out with two horrifically twisted undead snarling over it. Long claws, elongated neck, the horrible gray of decaying flesh as you open the door, and immediately they turn. We can roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
The bless is still up, by the way.
That's an extra D4, right?
It's a D4 to attack rolls and saves.
Okay.
I will let the bless still be up. Bless is only good for a minute, and it's been a little bit longer than a minute.
Yeah, never mind.
But you know what? I'll say, if you wanted to have cast that just before you entered the room, I'll be a kind and just.
That's right.
Real quick before I also try to get the GM to listen to my convincing arguments. How much ambient light is there in this room?
None.
Okay.
All the light currently is coming from your hand and whatever other light sources. I think right now it's just your hand.
Eddie.
And whatever dark vision some of you have.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Eddie. I can have Eddie will grab a torch,
and she does call Eddie.
Yeah, that's
Eddie.
fine. And light it off of Usina's hand, and then we'll hold up the torch kind of up above us so that it shines light so we can see what we're doing.
So in that case, GM, before I roll my initiative, can I take a surprise round and throw the flame at the thing that's snarling?
Unfortunately, they are not surprised, as there was this
reaction, rather, not surprise round.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a lot of noise on the other side of this door, so they were kind of eyeing the door. So
okay, fine.
Let me get some numbers from people.
I will look to see if there's any wood anywhere. Like, is there piles of wood? You said there's like rotten.
There's no piles of wood, but all of the support beams, most of the support beams.
Then we're not going to throw. Okay, we're just going to put that back in our pocket.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give you one more thing before I start to get initiative. Because I know that spell, it doesn't set lots of stuff on fire. So unless you're intentionally going after a wooden beam, if you want to use that to attack one of these ghouls, especially since they're in the middle of the room, I'm not going to say, and then everything goes up in flames. But other things later down the road could happen. So Cricket, what's your initiative?
5.
That cleric initiative. Ustina?
12.
And Wisteria?
6.
And Kiana?
2.
Oh no!
Ooh, embarrassing.
Hey,
I love it. As the veritable B-Dave Walters says, Kiana, you are not going last in the first round. You're going first in the second round. And unfortunately, these two creatures are going first because, like I said, and also they rolled real well, they were a little more prepared that something was on the other side of this door.
They smelled us, or they heard us, probably.
You don't know for certain, but I mean, you were all talking on the other side of this door, and there was a loud crash of the ground caving in. So you can make some guesses. let's see. Ustina, you are up front. So one of them is going to charge forward and try to claw at you.
Hi.
And does a 13 hit?
It just hits.
You are going to take 6 slashing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. This is starting out well. It's starting out super well. That's an 11.
Okay.
Oh, but do I get the bless to that? Is that attack rolls or saving throws?
I think it's attack
or saving.
It's attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah.
Roll a
right.
d4 and add the number.
But I was going to try and silvery barbs that for you.
Oh, okay.
If that's
Never mind.
okay, may I?
That's fine. You may.
All right. It will roll again. It rolled a 19 to hit. So
Okay,
it still hits.
All right. So I will take that D4 to the
yeah.
con save.
Okay.
I'm just going to
And we'll get to, I know you get an
but-
advantage on something.
Yeah, Ustina will take the advantage on that.
Oh, okay.
So your next
Nice.
attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you get
Oh, okay.
And the
an
other
advantage.
bit of good news is that you pass your Constitution saving throw. The creature rakes at you, leaving behind these horrific claw marks that you can feel the burn of just decaying flesh. But whatever tries to seep into your system, you resist. Cricket, since you were the next in the order of coming down the tunnel.
Sorry, and never mind.
Then the other one is going to go after you. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Nice. It reaches out and tries to claw at you, but hits armor, a weapon. What does it hit that it doesn't get through?
Cricket is really nimble because she's a shifter. So I was going to say bonus action. She sort of shifts into like a wolf-ish form and can dodge fast out of the way, sort of move when it swipes at her.
I love it. That's what happens. And that's the end of these two's turn. One of them is in front of Ustina. One of them is in front of Cricket. And up next is Ustina. Would you like some revenge?
I would. So rather than take an action to throw that, because I need all my actions, it's probably just, unless I can use it to light my sword on fire for effect only.
For effect only, sure. I'll say that the very, very tip of your sword has like a candle of flame on it that looks really cool.
Okay, so mostly for Kiana, because Kiana wouldn't have seen this yet. You're going to smell a lot more fire than you see. And Ustina's hair goes incandescent. So it's like blue at the end and then goes all the way to white.
Wow.
And you feel a very, very warm heat. It suddenly got uncomfortably warm in here. And she smiles at the ghoul, and she's going to make an attempt at an attack because, we know how I do. Oh, sorry, bonus action rage.
Always.
I managed to remember. Yeah. Okay, so
hashtag rage.
And I'm going to take the oh my god, what is the name of the thing where I take 2 attacks and
reckless? No.
Reckless attack. Reckless attack. So first attack on my turn, I can decide to attack recklessly, giving advantage. But attack rolls against me have advantage until my next turn.
You already have advantage on the attack roll, just so you know, if you don't want to open yourself up.
Right. Okay, so I won't this time. Let us go to hit. With advantage, that's a 21.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Just describe as your sword comes down, and you give me the damage.
Okay, so no, the sword, which is also got the flame on it, and of course is almost the size of Ustina, so it is quite large. Will come down, and she's going to aim for like between the neck and the shoulder. Good place to try and hit.
Always.
And that is going to be 9 plus my rage points, which unfortunately I can't get all the way down there. And so 11.
All right. Yeah, your sword digs in right where the clavicle of this creature would be, and it reels as this massive sword is pushed into it. And it looks very injured, but it's still standing there growling at you.
It growls at me and I growl back at it.
And once again, we are in a growling match that I'm not going to do because I'm going to save my turn. Anything else that you would like to do?
No, she's just make sure that she's not moving her position, so she's still going to be in front of
All right.
Wisteria and Kiana.
Speaking of Wisteria, you are up.
I think I am going to try and if that one's not looking so great, I'm going to take out my Phlosidonus, which are these scarlet flowers with darker spots at the base, and I'm going to set it down on the ground, and it sort of spreads vines out toward the creature and then creeps up and goes into its brain, where I will use dissonant whispers.
What's the save on that?
So it's a wisdom 14 save.
Oh, it's so wise. I rolled a 13. It gets a +0. So that's a 13.
Excellent. So I will go ahead and do.
While you roll that damage, I just have to say I totally forgot to change my dice before we started this game. And I still have my Orkira dice up from Sunday. So it's really weird to have my healing potion dice being rolled for these ghouls.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 11 points of damage, and then it's going to it needs to use its reaction immediately to move as far as its speed allows away from me, other than obviously dangerous ground, unless it knocks it out.
Well, you watch as it reels from your attack and turns to run, but instead just falls into the rocks in front of it with a wet slap as, that took it out.
Oh!
And then with my bonus action, I will take out a dandelion and I will send a bardic inspiration over to Cricket. And depending how you use it, again, it'll have some bonus features.
Okay.
Anything else?
That is it right now.
All right, Cricket, it is your turn. You've got the other awful ghoul in front of you.
Okay. Of course, as soon as Cricket saw that thing swipe at Ustina, she immediately, she immediately shifts into more of a lycanthrope, look, like her teeth grow, her eyes turn that bright yellow, and her face sort of elongates, and she has little wisps of fur like on the outsides of her face. Like it's not a full wolf, but it's like a wolf sort of presence, and her nails grow, the whole thing. And she growls loudly. And as she does, this big, like bright, like circular, globular light appears. And in the middle of it is like this really dark black. And it snakes, that black spot in the middle of the glow snakes right toward the other beast. And it's a bane. So,
what do I gotta? I will say, if you cast Bane on this thing, you will lose the Bless, because they're both concentration.
Why?
I know you gave this incredibly awesome description. And it was super cool. I love all of it. And just before the thing snakes out, Cricket has a moment and goes, Bane or Bless?
Bless. Which one should I do? Let's roll.
You're really good about the dead, right? And the undead, and these things are.
Yes, I'm really good about it.
Munching on dead people.
In her head.
Well, what did you roll? What did you decide on? Bane or Bless?
It's supposed to be Bless, so that means I have to keep my Bless up.
I mean, it's totally up to you if you want to keep your Bless up, but if you're gonna go by the dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Bless up. So instead, what I'll do is just erase what I just told you. And instead it's going to be, she throws, I can guiding light, correct?
Guiding bolt?
Guiding bolt, I mean guiding light. Guiding, like I'm still guiding bolt, right?
I mean, it's a great story. You start to tell the story of, all these people who have very complicated lives. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, let me do this. Ooh, no, I just did something weird. I'm using my phone to look at my pages. This is the problem with it. It's fine. All right, oh, come on. All right, we're here. Excellent.
Excellent.
17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, and damage would be, sorry for this, 15.
Awesome. And that's radiant damage, I believe.
Yes. Oh yeah, radiant damage, definitely.
And I believe there's also a secondary effect to that spell.
Let's see. I'm getting advice here from the cleric Lauren Urban herself. So this is,
listen, I'm just here to play a game with y'all and tell stories. And if the rules are going to get in the way of you not being able to tell the most heroic story, I'm here to tell you, hey, what else does Guiding Bolt do?
Okay. The next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the targets after. So
exactly.
Now the creature has a glittering light on it. And then if Kiana decides to attack, she'll have advantage.
Well, Cricket, is there anything else you want to do?
No, I'm staying as wolf form and growling.
All right. There's now 3 creatures growling in this space as Kiana. It is your turn. One of those creatures, the one that's attacking you, is covered in these glittering lights.
Tina gets distracted. There's shiny things.
Oh no! Just kidding.
That song that I was singing, just for myself, it's getting a little louder and it's getting a little different. Has a deeper feel to it. Sounds a little off. Something about it just doesn't sound right in the ear. And I'm going to try to sing right in the direction of that ghoul and cast Dissonant Whispers.
It's like backwards.
Is that an attack? I think that's a save, right? Because we just had
it's the same thing I just did. Yeah, it's a wisdom. I don't know what your save is, but
well, still
13.
with a plus nothing, it is a 12 on the die. Does that save?
It's 13, so no.
So no, give me the damage.
Okay, let's see. 15.
So describe in gory detail the death of this creature.
Ow.
As it also and is going to fall at your dissonant whisper.
The song creeps into the creature's throat and it begins to sing it as well. More and more off, more and more minor, sounding worse and worse until it's like the notes explode from within it and it explodes as well, just crumpling together with one final high-pitched note yell.
Oh.
And it does. It collapses right in front of you, Cricket. Somehow the magic of Kiana's spell causes the explosion to go up and back, so nobody is actually covered in the ghoul as it is dispatched. And we're out of initiative.
You get a little piece that lands on Ustina and just sizzles slightly. It's just like, oh.
That was a terrible song.
And yeah, we are out of initiative as everything quiets down. Once again, the only sound that you hear is the rushing of the wind through these tunnels and the sight that you see before you of these 2 ghouls, this 3rd body, and this room.
What were they protecting? Body.
Cricket. I drop rage. Cricket. She's like gesturing. She's coming out of rage, so she has no words. She's gesturing towards the body in the middle of the blood. Cricket.
Oh, I thought you wanted bread or something.
No.
What? Oh, the body. We need to go see what that is. Anybody?
Or help.
Oh, and she like sort of pats Ustina like with this like calm sort of face, like reading. She's sort of like,
okay.
That was a terrible song, Kiana, but it was amazing what you did there. But you are selling no records anytime soon with that song.
Can you please? I'm sorry, I have to break enough for Erin to tell the chat what she calls that song, what she calls that spell.
I
Late night karaoke.
Yes.
Perfect.
What are you
good.
singing?
So
What is that?
That's terrible.
I love
Let
it so
it
much.
go in a minor
Terrible.
key.
That's not how that song goes. Why is "You Are My Sunshine" suddenly really angry? That's weird. Anyway, Cricket, you enter the room and you're going to go inspect the body that was there.
Ustina will go with her. Yeah. Mhm.
She's walking toward it with her hand extended like this toward the body.
As you get close, especially with your expertise in medicine, you can see that this is someone who has been dead for quite a while. And yeah, the ghouls were feeding on it. This was not that they were protecting anything. You do see that it is she's a human woman in really, they're ragged clothes, but they seem a little uncared for, and not they're ragged because they're uncared for. There's rips and tears. You do, as you enter this room, the smell of the decay and the rot gets much more pungent. And go ahead and give me well, tell me, what else are you looking for in this body?
I mean, I was hoping to see if I assume that the two ghouls were protecting something, and I wanted to see what they were protecting. So upon walking in the room and seeing that it's just a dead body that's been ravaged, number one, Cricket's thinking, there's gonna be more of these in here, aren't there? And we have to find our way out of here. So she's thinking, oh, we're gonna bump into more of these ghouls because they live in here. But that secondly, I want to see, do I recognize that face? Is it a face that we've seen before, or it's just some random woman?
It is not a face that you've seen before. You don't even have to roll for that. And so no, that this is not someone that you know.
Okay. And as Cricket is walking toward the body, it's obviously dead. She would like to lean toward it. Well, there's no saving this creature, so there's gonna be saving this woman. There's gonna be no like prayer for the dying or spare the dying because she's dead. Sorry.
Ustina walks up behind you and pulls out another flame.
You
flame
scared
ball.
me.
Fire.
You're gonna cremate the body?
Do we want them coming back for snacks?
I don't want anybody coming back for anything. But do you think should we check anything, clothing or something? Kiana, you have some.
We're just yelling at random people now.
I feel like Kiana has become the person that, like, when one of the three of you has an idea and you're unsure if this is the correct way, that Kiana has just become the unofficial, is this a good idea? I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So, can you come here for a second?
I'm here.
This body, does anything about this body, the way it looks, the way it's dressed, anything remind you of your people or anyone you might have seen anywhere? Because obviously we've not seen this person anywhere. But you are from a different place.
Is there anything familiar?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. While you do, I'll also give you that none of you recognize who this person is.
12.
With a 12, you do a little bit of gentle searching, kind of looking at, under the clothes, in the pockets, kind of looking for some identifying information or anything. You do find two things that stand out. The first is, because you're starting with the face, don't recognize this person, move down, you notice that she is wearing a bright necklace that, unlike the rest of her outfit, still shines perfectly. Nothing scarring, marring, or staining it. It's a golden necklace with a little gold heart of some kind of ruby on the end. And that's around her neck. And as you go a little bit further, you're kind of patting her pockets, and you feel on the one side a notebook. And you pull out this little leather-bound notebook that is, unlike the necklace that she's wearing, worn, dirty, disgusting. But as you open it up, you do see some writing inside. Do you want to check out the necklace? Do you want to check out the notebook? Do you want... someone else do something?
I want to look at the notebook. Maybe there's art in there.
All right.
Okay.
You kind of start to flip through the notebook. I'm gonna pan away from you for just a second as you start to flip and read. What are Wisteria and Ustina? What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and look around the room to see what else is here.
Okay. A quick glance, you see there's the two tables on the left. You don't see anything on the tables, but there is a lot of there's some dismembered pieces over there. And on the right,
Why
there
do we keep
is
ending up in rooms with lots of dismembered pieces. This is very not what I wanted to do with my day.
Yeah, weird themes are happening. On the right, you see this desk, obviously something like dragged in here, barely holding itself together. You see a few things scattered on top of it, and one of the drawers is like half open. Maybe it just got stuck. What would you like to take a look at?
I'd like to go ahead and sort of look through the desk as much as I can.
You give me an investigation check, and Ustina, what are you up to?
She's just kind of sitting there rolling the fire between her fingers and waiting because she's an actions sort of person unless there's animals or food. This is definitely not food, and I don't see any animal. So she's just going to be sitting there kind of rolling the flame between her fingers almost like a coin until Cricket, gives the okay to burn things.
Okay. Wisteria, what did you get in your investigation?
A 16.
So you start with the top of the desk, which is smattered with mud and other things that have a couple papers on them, and you kind of pull those papers together and start to thumb through, and it's something cold just kind of shivers through your bodies. You look through these notes, and give me either a nature or an arcana check.
Oh boy.
Okay.
It's foreboding.
Nature there. That was a not good. That was a 6.
There's you can tell this is a ritual, maybe a ritual spell, some sort of ritual, but it's outside of the scope of your experience with magic, but it gives you bad
Does
feeling.
anyone know anything about rituals and magic? Anyone?
Yes,
I've been
I think I
studying
can.
up.
Do you
well,
want to take
Cricket
a look at this?
Oh yes,
Go
sure.
ahead, Cricket.
Sure. Sure.
I'll hand it off to Cricket.
Cricket, give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Oh.
And while you do that, Wisteria, the other thing that you find in that kind of half pulled open desk, there's a couple of other pieces of paper and envelopes. And as you search through things, the only thing that is either legible or discoverable is what looks like the end of a torn letter that has scribblings on the side. Like someone took this piece of paper and was using it to scratch notes. You don't understand any of these scribblings on the side, but if you look in the Zoom chat, I'm going to tell you what you see in the note. Meanwhile, Cricket, what did you get?
19 on my first roll. They're coming back, baby. Coming back.
That same shiver goes up your spine that Wisteria had. This is a ritual to create undead.
What? To create undead?
It is.
What kind of twisted, evil person would attempt something like this? I'm fully disgusted.
Probably Itzman.
You think?
Well, according to this letter, he's willing to enthrall people, and there's something about something called Tlakatikolo. I don't know what that means or who that is, but Itzman was working with whoever was here.
Kiana, as you're thumbing through this notebook and hearing Wisteria talk about this, give me an investigation check with advantage. You're finding there's a lot here, but a lot of it you can kind of maybe ignore.
Why do you hate me? 6,
Attention.
maybe.
6, you said?
I literally dismissed it because I thought there's no way I can roll worse, and I was wrong.
Never say that because the universe goes, oh, really?
Yeah, I've been there. We've all been there. So
Pretty sure
what's
that was a 6 the first.
a 6? Okay. So it takes you a little bit longer and you're unsure of everything. Whoever had, assumably this person that you took the notebook off of, horrible chicken scratch of handwriting. And so understanding some of it is bad. Half of the notebook seems to be a ledger over the last month and a half of kills and attempts. Kills and attempts. Kills and attempts. And you do notice that the kills, sometimes it's an animal, sometimes it's a human, sometimes it's an animal, sometimes it's a sentient creature. As you get more towards the back of this notebook, there's a bunch of notes. What languages do you speak?
Common, deep speech.
Yeah, there's a couple of pages that you do not understand. And give me one more investigation check.
I'm getting better with time, maybe. I am. 19, I believe.
Nice. The second half of this notebook, after it gets past the stuff that you can't read, it's obviously in some other language, but not one that you understand. You get past that and you start to see what you think for a moment, because of your experience, lyrics to a song? No, this is not that kind of thing. This is a chant. This is a prayer, but not a kind of prayer that you are used to. You see tongue plucked raw from gaping maw, blood from vein let fall like rain. Behold these eyes, your bloody prize, and now the fall of vaulted hall, these bones, this flesh, consume it all, Pazuzu. And reading that name gives you a pit in your stomach.
Y'all, this notebook is not good.
What?
There's something
Because
in here.
So many things here seem to be good, with the undead creatures feasting on the bodies of an experimental victim and the blood on the floor.
Yeah. Since Ustina has been left unsupervised momentarily, and she's been rolling the flame in between her fingers, she sees the shiny that is on the body.
Okay.
And
you want to go
down
for the necklace?
Yeah, she's not going to be very gentle about it because there's not much for her to have to pull that through, so she's just going to yank it off.
Okay. Yeah, and it is as described. Strangely, the one thing probably in this entire room that does not seem to be withered, worn, torn, destroyed with age. And it's very pretty, and it does feel like maybe it might be magical.
She's torn between keeping it or giving it to somebody who could do something with it. Wisteria. I like this. But you need to make sure it's not cursed or something. And also, maybe someone in town knows who owned it, because this is pretty shiny.
It is. I don't know how to make sure it's not cursed. That's not really something I do very well. It's lovely. Uh,
hmm.
is I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do to figure out what this might be, but I just I'm
Um,
not
I'll let you give me an Arcana check.
okay. 13?
You can't tell if it's cursed. You know that there are specific ways to be able to tell that, and that's actually a very difficult thing to do. So you can't tell if it's cursed, but it's definitely magical.
So it's definitely magical, but I don't know for sure if it's cursed. I hope not, but also
Mm,
I wouldn't
I
put it
still-
on because the
I'm not putting
lady
it on. No,
that
it's
was
still got-
carrying it had a
it's
lot
still
of
got
stuff in
bits
this.
on it.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's still got like little. I have to wash it first, but
Yeah.
she's going to stick it in her back pocket or whatever passes for her back pocket.
Yeah.
Because again, she thinks it could at least be used to identify because it seems rather unique and
Mhm.
someone in
Um,
town might know.
Sure.
When you guys looked at, I'm sorry, and there was no inscription, nothing on it, nothing on the heart, nothing.
I didn't, but I can do that before I put it in my pocket.
Double check.
Okay, investigation is such Justina's strong point.
What
Not
are you
mine either.
investigating for? I'm sorry. It's
The cricket told me to look for any
Inscription.
writing or anything, and I got an 8.
with an 8, you don't see any writing.
Okay. No,
Nothing's on it.
no.
It really doesn't match her attire at all.
Do you
There's
want? I mean, you
something
can
like-
look at it if you want, but I don't see anything.
Oh, okay. I guess Stina's sort of dangling, and she sort of takes it from Stina. Investigation.
Give me an Arcana with advantage for reasons.
It's got
I know-
luck on it. Be careful.
I
Don't
know.
forget,
I
you
know.
have that
Arcana.
bardic inspiration still too.
Oh, really? Okay, because my first roll was a 3. Let's try again.
So you can't re-roll with it, but it can throw onto your
She's got
ability
advantage though,
check.
so
She's
that's why
already
she's
got
advantage.
re-rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For reasons.
14.
reasons. Are you throwing the
Okay.
inspiration on there as well?
Oh, I didn't put my inspiration, but I'd love to.
So
What
it's
is
a D6,
that?
and
It's
you can roll it
14.
twice and use the
Oh.
higher if you want to.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 1. So
Creation
14 plus
bar.
6, 20, dirty 20.
Ooh.
There we go.
Cricket, you're handed what you know is a magical item. And there's something
Oh.
about the fact that you're already in a place that you know has undeath, that you're already thinking down those lines when you recognize what kind of necklace this is. You've seen stuff like this before. Slightly different styles, maybe slightly different cuts of gems, but all of them are the same thing. They are an object that magically can basically make you immune to disease, which, if you're gonna be working around undead, it's probably a good thing to have.
Good thing to have. And so Cricket will inform the others of what this is. It's like a ward off talisman sort of thing that can keep you from getting diseases. And since there's a whole disease, I guess, going around right now, this is also
But
very valuable.
it's not a disease, it's a curse
A
that's
curse,
going
sorry.
around.
That's
Isn't
right.
it?
It just presents like a disease. It presents like a disease because I couldn't cure it. And if it was a disease, I could cure it. So, but
Justina draws it back from Cricket while Cricket's talking and just drops it into her hand that's in the fire. So it's just getting all the gunk burned off of it.
Sterilize it.
yeah.
And then she's
I love
just
it.
slowly putting it on her neck.
All right.
You know,
I
I don't actually have a problem with that.
I already
right.
have enough problems. We don't want me getting diseased as well.
So I put the link in there. You can add that to your character sheet. You will have to take a little bit of time
Nice.
to attune to it. It's an hour, I think, to attune to it, or a short rest or something like that. I'll let you know when that'll happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else in this room you would like to do?
What did that book say? You said you couldn't read part of it, Kiana. What did the book say? Maybe one of us can read it.
It's in deep speech, right? You said?
No, I speak deep speech, so it would be something else.
Oh,
Most of it is in common, and then there's a section that you can't read.
Is it a language that any of us know? I mean, I don't know what everybody else
If
speaks.
we all take a look at it.
Yeah,
Let me
Keanu, do you
see.
kind of show those pages
Yeah.
around?
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's find out. Wisteria, what do you speak?
Common, Goblin, Sylvan.
And Ustina
Common, Elvish, and Primordial.
and Cricket.
a good question. My page. Oh, wait, here it's coming up now. I don't know where it is on this page. I'll
do you want me
do
to look
after
for you?
Kiana. Yes, because
I'll
I
look
have
for
my
you.
phone. Check for me.
You can check for you.
Thank you.
But I will say, Wisteria, Ustina, you're same as Kiana. It's a language, but you do not recognize it.
You speak Common, Deep Speech, and Infernal.
Okay.
Cricket, you can't read it,
Mm-hmm.
but you think it's in Abyssal because that infernal abyssal.
It's languages.
Yes.
There's
related.
enough of the
Yes.
same vowels and enough of the same kind of order of
Mhm.
consonants and things and those weird noises that you got to make
Yeah.
that you can tell it's an abyssal, but you can't quite read it.
Oh, so can I make out any words at all?
Tell me how would you like to try to translate this using your infernal? Like what do you do?
Oh, I have
Tell me on this.
I have an idea to help with this.
You do? What's your idea, oh bard? Lovely
I mean,
bard.
this is if you can tell me the language that it's in, I might be able to help.
She knows
I
it's an
think
abyssal.
It's abyssal.
Okay, I'm gonna use my performance of creation to create an abyssal to common dictionary.
Oh my god, I absolutely love you. Your cottage dress. I will wear one of your cottage dresses for the next 2 years.
I love this. I love this so much. Here's what I'm going to say. This will work. I won't even make you roll for it, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So you can either 10, 20 minutes of kind of staying here, doing the translation. So you can kind of decide to do that or continue on. It's up to you. But this is the kind of thing in where you're not going to be able to do it on the fly.
Okay.
So if you would like to take like a short rest or something, you can
Do
you
we
can
want
do
to
a
Take a
translation.
nap.
Do we
Take a
want
nap.
to keep going for now and come and when we take a break, maybe translate this?
Okay.
Or does anyone need to rest and heal up? Or are we okay to keep going?
I just have one quick question though. I wanted to make sure. I mean, I'm sure I can tell I'm grave domain cleric. I live in cemetery, something like that, whatever. But I want to check the body to make sure that is how she died.
I'll say from your role earlier,
Yeah.
these two ghouls killed her, and you
Right.
think because she had this amulet on that she
Okay.
was not she was protected from some of it, but there's only so much you can protect from sharp claws and sharp teeth.
The
Got
only
it.
thing I'm going to note about this is that the dictionary will only last for 2 hours. So we do have to use it within the
Work
next
that.
little while, but
Mhm.
I also think we need to move quickly so we don't get trapped in here.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I have
They
a
could be going to the
question.
other side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we? I know the Night of the Remembered is coming back. Like, do people come back? Like, where they like if we wait, will she come back? Like her skeleton, will it come back here where we are, or in this mine at all?
Roll me a history check with advantage because you're not from here, but you did talk to a whole bunch of people.
I did. I asked that guy a lot of questions. That
You did. You were finding out a lot of stuff. So
as much stuff as I'd like. Seriously, 9.
you are pretty sure the Olvidados that you're talking about, no one exactly knows why. The Olvidados themselves don't know why. They haven't moved on. They do remember their previous life. You don't think they arrive right from the body. Like there's something else you think that happens. The Night of the Remembered, though, You know enough from talking to some of the people around the parade to know this is a night in where contacting a deceased person, it's not that it's easy, it's just that veil is thin. And while most people use that opportunity to contact loved ones or relatives or people, ancestors from their past, you could try to contact anybody you want. But you don't think this corpse is going to turn around and suddenly be a skeleton that's going to follow you. You don't think it's that kind of thing.
If we end up wanting to question this woman, we might be able to tonight once the sun goes down, I think.
Oh,
Just putting it out
listen.
there.
Oh, okay.
I hope we can
understand.
get out of here before then, though.
I mean, in that case, should you use the dictionary while we wait?
Yeah, we only have limited time with this, right? We only have 2 hours.
2 hours.
All right. So we better, if we're going to move, we can move and cipher at the same time, or
I'm going to say you can't move and decipher at the same time because you're going to need light. Yeah. So if you'd like to take a short rest here, I'll say at the short rest. Anyone who wants to roll hit dice can do that. Ustina can attune to her new fun necklace. And Cricket, you would get the translation. Would you like to short rest?
Yes.
Probably not a bad idea. And Ustina's going to keep an eye on the body the whole time just to make sure that it doesn't come back in any other ways.
Fair enough.
Oh my God.
Your short rest goes off without a problem. There's no interruptions. None of the bodies, because it's the body of this woman and the two ghouls, none of them stir. It takes a little bit, Cricket, because you've got half of it and the dictionary's got half of it, and there's also context you got to think about. But you start to get a little bit of a picture, especially since Kiana was able to tell you about what else is in this journal. Okay. And especially because the thing that is directly after this section that's in Abyssal is that weird poem, that weird prayer that calls to someone named Pizazu. And you do see that these couple of pages that are in Abyssal are what are essentially a shorthand to worshiping the demon lord Pizazu, who is the demon lord of all flying creatures that are evil. You actually find a description of this demon lord being a tall humanoid with the classic demonic features, but they also have bird feet, avian feet, 4 wings that both seem to be made out of feathers and smoke and gleaming in oil. And despite a otherwise normal humanoid, fairly handsome face, there's a bird's beak on the front with a hook on the very front of it. And it is simply the beginner's guide to worshiping the demon lord Pizazu.
So you want to worship Pizazu?
So hey, you all learn more about a demon lord, and it is with
simple tricks. Number 5, they'll hate.
And it is with that we'll pause for today, as you know that Demon Lords 101. It's always a good book to have.
Demon
and the next
Lords
time,
for kids.
Yeah. The next time we get together, we'll start right here after your short rest, and we'll see what else is going on in this mine. But let's take a moment and let our wonderful players go ahead and tell you where else that you can find them doing awesome things.
Awesome, everybody. I'm Alicia Marie. My socials are Alicia Marie Body. Like I said earlier, I'm a creative artist and TTRPG performer. You can find me on Tuesday nights in Children of Erte with Lauren and with Jen. And also, I think we have a couple more episodes left of Voyagers of the Jump on the Glass Cannon Network, and that's on Monday nights. We're winding that up. But Children of Erte, we're still going, and that's on Demiplane. And of course, here on some Fridays. And tomorrow night, live at 3:30 on the Crown channel are the Crown Cosplay finale live special, 3:30 PST. twitch.tv Crown channel. And it's going to be live on stage here at TwitchCon. So I'm really excited about it because the contestants are going to be like, excited about their costumes. So yeah, happy place. That's all.
Hey.
Wow, I'm doing much less, but that all sounds amazing. I'm Erin. You can find me on Twitter mostly at Narelle, Nirele, Erin backwards. And I am here for the next few Fridays. And aside from that, I'm just out in the world. But if you want to find out where, you can always find out on my Twitter.
I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as at DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. On Tuesdays, you can find me on Children of Erte with Lauren and Alicia on the Demiplane channel. Fridays, I am here. There may be some other things getting added into that weekly array, but we will see. I'm an author, I'm a performer, all sorts of fun things. Twitter is the best place to find out. I'm also one of the authors and voice actors on Anansi's Tapestry of Lives, which if you have not checked out our Kickstarter, please check it out. So many of us who have been part of this cast and working on this show have been involved in that, and we're really, really proud of it. So please check it out. Lots and lots of NPCs for your campaign, and it's really exciting.
Hello, I am Kelly. You can follow me on Twitter at the Opera Geek. Same here on Twitch. I am here on Fridays with these lovely people. Otherwise, this is my only steady stream right now as far as tabletop, but you can find me mostly Sundays and Tuesdays on twitch.tv/the Opera Geek with a few additional random streams thrown in because I am at home recovering from major surgery and can't go anywhere. So this is when we get bored and things happen, usually not great. But other than that, yep, you can follow me there and all my links are there, including YouTube, if you ever want to hear what opera singing sounds like.
Yeah.
And I can speak from experience that Kelly makes the best opera noises. And I can say that because I'm Lauren Urban, a professional oboist, who you can also find on Twitter as OboLauren. I've been very pleased to be your DM for this show, for all of these wonderful people. Thank you, as always, to our producers who behind the scenes make everything happen and also get to enjoy all of the jokes that happen behind the scenes. Thank you to Anansi's Tapestry of Lives, which I like a lot, and I might be also doing something for. You'll have to just see. And thank you for joining us. And wherever you are in the universe, we hope we have brought the joy of the Radiant Citadel to you.
With Silas on your side, all things are possible through love, violence, the endless tune of my preferred song.
Longbow will cost you an extra on account of the danger I'll be putting myself in by making a bow twice my height.
I am now convinced it's something far more potent. It's a ritual.
Don't make faces just because we're kids. Adults like you always think we won't take the shirts off their back or the fancy sword from their scabbard.